Do you feel it, my friends? Something is definitely happening in the world right now, and it's an age of information spreading and good information to spread, and we're seeing change. Yeah, it's been slow, and I do want to warn that I'm not saying that the end of the world is coming, and I'm not saying that Jesus Christ is going to come because, as we know, we do not know the hour or the day. And so I'm warning against all of that, and I'm warning against all forms of fear because Jesus also told us that we shouldn't be fearful of those things. I'm just sharing this good news because I've seen that I do see a change, and younger people are taking on this message as I'm talking to you right now, and it's making us spiritually beings again, and we're able to feel our human qualities again, which is really going to bring back our civilization that has crumbled right now, and it's taking away creativity, it's taking away art. I can attest to this. Before I started the carnivore diet, I'm a singer. That's how I make my money in the world. And so before, I started to lose my voice just slowly over time, and it wasn't just an overnight process, but it got worse and worse and worse. And my hypothesis is that because of the visceral fat on my throat began to accumulate, and so my vocal cords couldn't expand and vibrate as they were before when I was 17 and 19 and whatnot. And so it was decreasing my range, and it decreased my tuning ability, even though in my head I thought that I was on tune. Crazy, right? So I mean, it is taking away the arts, it's taking away our creativity, it's getting younger people to be hooked on porn, and to not feel their bodies anymore, and to dissociate, which unfortunately I've been one of those people as well, and just recovering from it, which is it's a sad reality, but it's all purposeful. It was all designed by the masters in order to take you out and to give your energy to them, and in order to take away from your human qualities, which is compassion and love. And when you do the carnivore diet, you're gonna feel better, and you're gonna wanna get into sunlight, and you're gonna wanna share your message, because that energy just spills over to everybody else. And instead of just having just none left to fill your cup at the end of the day, you just have so much overflowing that you give it away to people. And it really isn't that what the gospel is about? Isn't that what it has said? And so it naturally gets us closer to that. But yeah, I wanted to go back on my other previous point, that is that the masters, I believe, designed the computer in order for many more devious processes than we could even imagine. And so I was an economics major, and so one of the ways that economics people measure the wealth inequality and prosperity of a nation is through shocks. It's these things that really, it's an initial shock that happens, and so then these things, then a series of events happens after that as a result of the shock. An example would be COVID. It's a huge shock. And so one of my hypotheses is that the computer was only invented in order to measure the shocks that our government, as well as other nations, were going to put on their own people. And so really, I think it's just more evil than you can even possibly imagine. And when you look at the Bible, it seems that all of those things are true. And so what I believe, though, and this is the beauty, is that in Christ, as in Paul talked about, Christ redeemed us from the curse of the law by becoming a curse for us. For cursed is everyone who hangs on a tree. And so in the same way that the internet has caused all of these problems, it's our greatest curse, right? But it will be our greatest blessing in the end, because they're going to try and shut down me, they're going to try and censor all of these things. But right now, we have the ability to still interact like this without getting canceled. And so we really need to make advantage of this time. And so I'm not trying to make anybody fearful, just trying to make everybody be a little more aware, or just think a little more deeply. You don't have to believe anything that I'm saying, literally at all. And so yeah, guys, that was just my thought that I've had, where some of these thoughts come to me while I'm fasting and praying, and that I really think that it's going to be our greatest benefit in the end, because this information is already spreading. It's spreading like wildfire. They're trying to tame it, but they can't. They can't tame the people. And so we're gonna become human again. And please follow me on a journey and keep up with me. And I'm rooting for you every day, even if I don't know you, because I know what it's like. And for many people, it's very, very hard, and it's a very, very hard time right now. And so it's a crisis. And so that's just why I've started this channel, is because I've seen that it's a crisis, and I'm young, and I've seen these benefits, and I really want to share it with the world. And so thank you guys for watching.